Hey guys, I am coming to you guys with another tutorial of my homemade shrimp Alfredo. I will be using this plant-based protein pasta, which is the best. You guys have to try it. It's delicious. Okay, and now here is my shrimp. I'm getting ready to saute them bad boys and throw them up in that pot to make a delicious meal today. This is the season I will be using. This is seafood seasoning. This is cilantro. I also add that to my meal. So all this seasoning will be tonight. That's my little potion of seasoning, as I call it, LOL. Okay, and this is my spaghetti that is boiling. Okay, the spaghetti is already done. So I'm going to sit that aside and go ahead and start this Alfredo sauce, honey. The homemade Alfredo sauce, as I was speaking of. So I'm gonna wipe this pot out real quick from where I had washed it and dry it out a little bit, so I can go ahead and throw that little butter up on in this pan, but it's hot here, and get it ready for this whipping cream, this heavy whipping cream. So I'm gonna let that melt real quick, and while that is melting, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little seasoning in the pot over there with my noodles. Um, so I'm going ahead and adding my heavy whipping cream real quick. I probably shouldn't have put so much heavy whipping cream in it. I should have put just like a little bit less. But I did have a big pot of the pasta and the shrimp, so I kind of like want to make sure it was enough. But in a little bit, you'll see why I say I should have added so much whipping cream. I should have added a little bit more in the pot over there with my shrimp and stuff once I poured it over there. But it's okay, honey, because it turned out delicious. Trust me. Okay, so I'm adding some seasoning to my pots with my pasta and my shrimp in there, just a little bit. Don't it may look like a lot, but it's really like a little bit. I don't like too much seasoning. It takes over your meal. So honey, let me tell you something about that Cajun seasoning. Make sure when you do your homemade pasta, make sure you use some Cajun seasoning. I promise you, you cannot go wrong. Okay, you see my little potion there. So what's in my little potion is seasoning, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little accent. It's just all in one whop, child. Just know that's just what I do. Okay, just everything one stop shop. So I'm adding my little packet right here, my little seasoning. I didn't put the whole thing. I only put half of it in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that bad boy a good little stir. Once I finish putting my seasoning in there, then I'm putting the cilantro sauce in that. Not the cilantro sauce, okay? The cilantro seasoning. So don't mind me. I just want you to know that I wasn't in the kitchen talking to my mama for nothing. Okay? I was talking to her for a reason, but I also was in there watching too. I wasn't just running my mouth. I stayed in the kitchen with my mama. So it all paid off in the end. Because, honey, if I can't do nothing else, I know how to throw a meal together. Okay? Especially a quick meal. I'm always down for that. So I'm putting my shaved Parmesan cheese in there, because it melts easier and faster. So this is where I tell you I should have had less heavy whipping cream, because I like for my sauce to be a little bit thicker before I pour it over. Even though it thickens up lovely, over in the pot, I am going to add a little bit more cheese to it. I didn't buy nothing but one shaved cheese Parmesan because I thought I had one in the refrigerator. But you know how it is when you don't have everything you think you got. So you guys, if you do it, make sure you get two of the shaved cheese. I always use two. I only had one. So I have to make it do what it do. Okay? But you will see that it turned out delicious and it thickened up like it's supposed to have. I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Anyway, and so I'm go ahead and let this cook a little bit and thicken up some to my liking. It's always to your liking, because that heavy whipping cream will get really, really thick if you let it. That's one thing about that heavy whipping cream. For the ones that does not use it. Now the ones that use it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up a little bit more to get that cheese from settled at the bottom of that pot, honey, and get this thing right. Okay, because honey, when I tell you I got some boys that love to eat, let me go back. I mean young men. Okay, but anyway, so I don't let it melt enough to my liking, and I'm going ahead and add it to my pot with the pasta noodles and the shrimp. Um, so once I do that, you'll go ahead and see in a few minutes. of me adding some more cheese to it. But then you'll see how it thickens up really, really well. I don't like it too thick, but I like it thick enough. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I like it thick enough, okay? But anyway, yeah, so I'm giving that stuff a good old stir over there, honey. Getting that dinner ready, sugar. And gonna have a little bit of garlic bread on the side. Okay, so later in the video I am gonna show you guys how I made my asparagus. I I use steamed asparagus in the bag, okay? But that's you'll see that in a little bit. So let me just not speed up a little bit too much, okay? But so I am stirring up some. Okay, you know, it just seemed like it's taking forever, but just don't mind me, honey. Just be a little bit patient with your girl. Just be a little patient. I always have to make sure I stir it up a little good and flip it and toss it and turn it a little bit. So don't worry. So I do add a little bit of Old Bay seasoning to it, which that tops it out as well. Now a lot of y'all may not use that. I do. That it just brings that give it a nice little flavor. If not, just try it. So I'm put a little onion powder in there. Please try it with Obey seasoning and Cajun seasoning. If you have not tried it, it literally makes a difference. You don't have to put a lot. You see, I didn't put a lot in there. Just a little hint of it. Because, Obey seasoning can be salty. Okay, so here is where I add my cheese. So I've added mozzarella cheese to it. Okay, but you see it's already thick. That's the heavy whipping cream for you. It don't play. So it thickened up very well for me. I'm finna soon cut that off because I don't want it too thick. So those noodles for my Alfredo sauce, I like it. I don't like thick fettuccine noodles. So for the ones that ask why I use the spaghetti noodles. Okay, so here is the garlic butter that I am putting in the pot. You see, me melted it a little bit, getting it ready for some more heavy whipping cream. This is how I'm going to make my sauce for my asparagus. Had I ever did it before? No, I have never did this before. But me, I like to try new things, okay? And when I tell you guys it turned out delicious, delicious. You need to put this on your menu. Just try it. You have to try different things. It ain't going to hurt you. Some different. I use a little bit of heavy whipping cream, not too much. So, you see me putting it back in the refrigerator over there. Okay, don't worry, shy. I'm done with it. It's going in the refrigerator. I'm done with it. So I'm gonna give it a little stir or whatever to get it melted and kind of mixed in really good with the butter, the garlic butter. I don't know if you guys really ever tried the garlic butter. They sell like one little stick of butter, so that's what I bought. They sell it bigger than that too. So I use smoked cheese, water smoked cheese for this asparagus sauce. I love that cheese. It is delicious. If you have never tried it, I shredded it up pretty thin. I cut it in very thin slices because this cheese is very hard to melt. It's not no easy cheese to melt, so you have to make sure you let it cook for a while so it'll melt through it because it's not easy to melt. Remember that, okay? So don't think there's something wrong with it when you melt that cheese. So I feel like I need to add a little more cheese. So this is my kitchen scissors. So everybody know that it is kitchen scissors, not my personal scissors for my house. That is for the kitchen only. Okay, it comes in my knife set. So I just cut a little more cheese in there and put it inside, let it melt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So once it melt, I'm gonna go ahead and toss that asparagus in there and let it cook. But it's something about that steamed asparagus in the bag. To me, I like the texture of it. I like the way it cooked. So you gotta try it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of onions to it because me, I love onions, guys. I'm just telling you, I'm an onion girl. I love onions. It just does something about to the flavor of the food, okay? Which we all know onions is a seasoning as well. A lot of people don't like onions. I cut up thin because my kids, if they wanted some, they wouldn't see it. Kids are very visual, okay? Usually I use a food processor. So, you see, it has melted very well. The cheese is melted. So I'm going to go ahead and add the steamed asparagus to it. I already steamed it in the microwave. So it's really tender. It's nice, just nice and perfect, okay? Guys, you have to try it if you have not tried steamed asparagus. Like I say, that's my first time trying it, and it's going to be something I'm going to definitely keep on my menu is steamed asparagus now or whatever. So I sit there and flip it and I toss this asparagus in the cheese, you know what I'm saying? Just flip it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just flip it in there back and forth because I don't want it to mess up my asparagus. Y'all know asparagus can get a little too mushy, okay? And it'll break up easy. So there you see me adding my shrimp. Don't excuse the bowl, okay? I don't want to hear anything about the bowl, guys. Don't want to hear anything about the bowl. Okay? Anyway, so I add some shrimp to it just to do something a little bit different. And y'all, it turned out delicious. And don't mind the asparagus falling out. You know what I'm saying? I had to throw that away. You know, I don't play about that asparagus. But anyway, I had to throw it away. So not like the stove and clean though, but just that's just who I am. But anyway, so let's get back to this asparagus, honey. The asparagus, it turned out really nice, guys. You got to try it. It's just something different, healthy. It's nothing bad. It's a healthy meal, just in case you want to do something with no type of starches or whatever. Just a meat and shrimp. It's delicious. So here's the finished product, and don't talk about the toast because I didn't have no garlic toast. I forgot to get it, so I just did my own. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. You guys have a wonderful day. Okay.